friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin, and I'm so excited that you decided to take time out of your day to spend with me. Today we are doing a video that has become a staple on my channel, and that is continuing series that I am in the middle of. It feels like every book that comes out now is a part of a series, and it's hard to keep up if you don't stay on top of it. I just feel like it can get way out of hand, and I'm trying to make progress in series, get up to date, and finish series as quickly as I can. So that is why you are seeing an uptake in these videos for me. So yeah, I'm not sure how many we'll be reading in this video, but I know for sure that we will be starting out with, I think it's safe to say this is my most anticipated book of 2025, and that is none other than Cursebound, the second book in the Feybound trilogy. Y'all know I go up for Feybound. It's one of my favorite books of all time. So to have this sequel in my hands, I am terrified, I am anxious, I am excited. I have to know, because if I get spoiled for this, I'm going to be pissed off. So yeah, this will be the first book that we read for this vlog. And I also know the second book that we'll be reading for this vlog, because my audiobook hold just came in from the library, and I really do want to immersive read this because I think it'll help me out. It'll help me stay focused. And that is The Obelisk Gate by N.K. Jemisin. This is the second book in the Broken Earth trilogy, and the first book in this series is called The Fifth Season. I really loved this, and I read it back in January, I think, so I don't want to lose any of the information, because this is very much a big brain series for me, and I want to make sure that I stay on top of all of the details and move at a good pace. So I will for sure be picking this up as well, and whatever else I decide to pick up, you'll just have to keep watching the vlog to figure it out. Let's go ahead and get into Cursebound and see what happens. So I have finished Cursebound. Or did it finish me? Both could probably be true, honestly, at this point. But okay, I'm going to try to be as vague as possible, because this is the second book in a series, and I just really don't want to spoil anything. But also, yeah. So in this, we pick up right after the events of Feybound, and I don't even know what to say. And I see now why the synopsis is so yeah. I mean, okay, I feel like that's spoilery too. That was spoil Feybound. Oh my god. Okay, I really don't know what to say. But what I will say is that at the end of Feybound, Erin makes a decision that kind of changes the course of the whole story. It changes certain relationships. It really kind of puts everyone in a very precarious situation, but they don't stop her from doing this. They let her do what she needs to do, and whether or not she finds the success that she thought she will, or if things blow up in her face, we take that journey in this book as well. What I will say is that I loved the introduction of new POVs. We get 2 new POVs in this book. I almost told you who they were, but one of them I definitely can't tell you, and the other one, I mean, yeah. But I will tell you about the other one. One of them is Fury. And look, getting Fury's POV made me like find so much love and empathy for her, because in Faebound, I feel like Fury was kind of hard-hearted a little bit, and we didn't really get to see any like softer moments from her really, unless they were through someone else's eyes. So getting to see Fury's thoughts and, you know, kind of go on a journey with her, I go up for your no. Fury's my favorite, you know, and here's the thing. I support Fury's rights and wrongs, okay? And it was so funny because Lex and I were talking about this because we both love this series, and as I was reading, she was like, okay, so in the first book, you were going up for Erin, like that was your girl, you know, we're supporting her, but she's like, now, and I'm like, yeah, Erin was my favorite in the first book. Leto kind of irritated me a lot, you know, and so I was always fussing about Leto. And in this book, I feel like that swapped to Fury. Like I was really rooting for Fury and like justifying her wrongs and her rights. And Erin, I still liked and went up for it, but you know, I was fussing at Erin and Leto a lot, even though I understand why they thought that doing what they did was the right decision. Look, they were stressing me out, and let me tell you, I don't know what Fury did to Saara El-Arifi, but whew, Fury goes through it in this book, and it breaks my heart, and I'm just like, can I give Fury a hug? Like, can this be over? I'm so tired for my sis. Like, I need to hug her. Like, she's not okay, because I know I'm not okay just reading this. Like, Saara, what she do to you? I really enjoyed the way that the world expanded in this book, because after reading Faebound, you are left with a lot of questions about how things are connecting and how certain things are going to become undone. And this just answers some questions, but it answers some questions, it expands the world. You are very much putting puzzle pieces together and it's making sense. But there are still questions up in the air about certain people, certain things, how things are. The plot twist, well, not even plot twist, the reveals that happen at the end of this book. And I figured it out 2 seconds before it was revealed, and I'm like, what? But also like, yeah, and then when you think back, all of it starts to make sense, even from the first prophecy given in Faebound. You're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So look, I don't know if you can't tell, I rated this 5 stars. 5 stars. This did not fall into the sequel slump at all. Like, second book slump where non-existent in Cursebound, because I was just as invested in this as I was in Faebound. This did not let me down. If anything, I'm like, it's just as good, if not better. Like, I don't know which book I like more. Maybe this one, just because, like I said, I've really enjoyed being in Fury's head, and also just, I already know these characters, I already know what's going on. Like, I feel like I'm revisiting friends. So maybe this one a little better. I don't know. But it's a good problem to have, to not know which book in a series you like more, right? So I cannot wait until this 3rd book, and to know that it's only a trilogy. I was talking to Lex and I was saying, like, there's a lot that has to happen in this last book of this series, and this book is very short. It is barely 300 pages, and I was shocked that it was so short, and it was shorter than Faebound, and I'm like, but so much is packed into these 300 pages, and I am glad that, like, give me a shorter book that's fast paced rather than a big or slower paced book in this world anyway. So I'm ready to see how she's going to wrap this up. We left at a very interesting place, and I don't want to stay in that place for too long because it just feels like there is a lot of chaos going on, a lot of separation, a lot of issues when everyone needs to be coming together. Like, it's about to pop off in the third book, and I need to know. I need to know. So, first book done for this video. Let us see what I decide to read next. Actually, that's a lie. I told you what I'm reading next. That's the Obelisk Gate. The Obelisk Gate. Why can I not say that word? The Obelisk Gate by N.K. Jemisin. So, yeah, let's go read that. Hey friends, so I am on chapter 11, page 104, no, 174, which I think is about 45% into The Obelisk Gate by N.K. Jemisin. Now look, I can't tell you what this is about. I'm not going to spoil that for you, but what I will say is that it picks up directly after the events of the 5th season, and we're back with our girl Sun, and we're trying to figure out what's going to happen. We're in the middle of the season. Stuff is popping off. Nothing is making sense. We got to figure this out because humanity is kind of sitting on our shoulders at this point. And what irritates me and what makes me so sad is that the world in life dealt a son an awful hand, a shitty hand. Like, it's just a blessing that sis is even still here, right? But now she's expected to save the same world that didn't give a shit about her. Black women always gotta save everybody, even though nobody wants to save us. Look, catch it, clock it, catch it. And that just breaks my heart. And then we are introduced into what? We are introduced to another character in this book. We are getting their perspective, and it is just as heartbreaking. It is so heartbreaking to see these cycles and to see these things continue to happen and can't really be stopped. My heart is breaking for these characters. This is sad. Sad. This is not a happy book. Happy things are not happening in this book for these characters. But I'm in it. I am very focused. I am very in it. I am still rooting for our girl Asun and our new character that we meet to have a happy ending, because at this point that's all she deserves. That's all my girl deserves. So yeah, I am really happy that look. I'm happy that I decided to pick this up and that I am getting to experience N.K. Jemisin's writing in this world, because it is so unique and so complex. And I feel like no matter who you are, you can relate to some aspect of what is going on with these characters in this book. But am I enjoying my time? Look. I'm not gonna say enjoy, but this is a great book and a great series. And I just feel like by the time that I finish with the third book, it's going to be an all-time fave. So that's all I'm gonna say. Not having a good time, but I am here for the experience. I think that's how I can word that. But yeah, this book is so good. It's so good. That's all I gotta say. Yeah. Bye. As soon as I press record, somebody starts mowing or something. And I really hope you can hear it because I'm going to have to keep recording because I don't know if I have the energy to record this clip again. So, sorry about that. Anyway, I finished The Obelisk Gate by N.K. Jemisin, and I wanted to tell you my thoughts. So, I really enjoyed that we got to be in the head of new characters. I'm not going to tell you who those are because I feel like that's kind of spoilery, but I did enjoy getting those new perspectives. There is a new character introduced into this book, and their name is Hoa. And I'm not going to tell you too much about it, but let's just, I don't know. I don't know what N.K. Jemisin did when she was writing, but the attachment that I felt to Hoa throughout the entire book was wild. It was wild. And I think it was because of who Hoa was out here to protect. Felt like it was someone who didn't receive a lot of protection at all and who is expected to protect everyone else. So to see somebody stand up for them, loved it. And Hoa was that person. So really liked Hoa. I My heart is breaking for this relationship that I want them to get it together in this last book. It's just a misunderstanding. And, I want them to reunite and to work through all of their hurt because I just really think that they need each other. And, you know, that's me being very vague. I also feel like this one was kind of more meandering than the fifth season. It was shorter, I think. It was like right under 400 pages, but I feel like not a lot of plot happened. Like the plot was plotting, but I feel like the story slowed down. And maybe that was because we spent most of it in one setting, whereas we were doing a lot of bouncing around in the fifth season. And also maybe because, okay, I just figured out the reason for that, but I can't say it. I think also because we're following fewer characters. I'm gonna put it that way. I can say that. Okay. Yeah. So I think that is one of the reasons why this felt a little bit slower. And I don't really feel like I have a lot to say about this one. That's not spoilery anyway. I just felt like the world and the lore really expanded. And there's just so much. And I think this is very unique. It continues to be one of the most unique magic systems and worlds and lore situations that I've ever read. And then this is also kind of heartbreaking and sad in a way that you see so many parallels to things that are going on today, so many parallels with just like Black people in general, in my opinion. And you know, you just wish things could be better. And it's kind of like a little bleak outlook on humanity because it's like, dang, like these things happen in all the worlds. But anyway, I ended up rating this a 4.5 star and I really enjoyed it. I just did not love it as much as I loved the fifth season, which I mean, like 4.5 is still 5 stars to me, you know what I'm saying? But they just weren't on the same level. And I think that was mainly because it was slower. And also because my reading is a lot slower. It took me most of March, like no, legit 20 days of March to read this book. And it's not 400 pages. But that's just my reading having been slowed down. Nothing to the fault of this book. I still loved it. Still really enjoy this series. It's still going to be one of my top series, I think, of all time. So, yeah, nothing but good things to say about this book, this author, this series, all of it. And I cannot wait to see how she's going to wrap this up. Like, I just feel like so many things are going to happen. There are so many things that I want to happen. I'm scared. Like, I need to know. So I'll probably be picking up the Stone Sky. Is that what it's called? Yeah, the Stone Sky, and finishing up this series soon. So anyway, let's get into the next book. Hey friends, long time no see. I look, okay. So what had happened was I started working in March, and that happened in the middle of a flare up as well. So the already limited reserve of energy that I have, gone, gone. And not only that, but I just had less time to read in general. And then to add another layer to that, my reading just kind of slowed down because I'm just tired. I'm tired. But the money has to be made. So here we are. I am going to talk about the last book for this vlog and close it out. And I'm going to apologize in advance for, I don't want to say how crappy this vlog is, but just, this is just what happens when life happens. Okay? Yeah, let's talk about this last book and then we'll wrap it up. And then I will kind of mini updates slash let you know what to expect going forward, because today's April 1st. Today's April 1st, and we had no reading vlogs for March. Now, granted, this was supposed to be one of them, okay, but I have two more, I think. Yes, two more that I was working on, and I just haven't finished them yet. So they will be coming in April, but okay, look, I said I was gonna do the mini update afterwards, and here I am giving the update now, so I might as well finish it, right? I'm tired. Um, yeah, so I will put those out in April. Finish them, put them out in April. And as far as a posting schedule, I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up with the 2 videos a week, but I'm going to try. And I think at this point, I'm just going to post when I can. Whenever I finish the video is where it's going to go up. I don't want to put too much pressure on myself because this is not a job for me. This is just fun. And adding pressure to things doesn't exactly keep them fun, you know? So I'm just going to go with whatever my body feels like it can do, and we'll see what happens. Okay. Um, yeah. Now that that update is over, we can talk about the last book for this video, and that is Fury Song by Rosaria Munda. This is the third and final book of the Aurelian cycle. This is a YA fantasy series that is very political. The first book starts off with a dragon riding competition. Essentially, at a dragon riding school, and they're graduating, so they're gonna have a competition to see who will be the leader of the dragon fleet. We meet our main characters, Lee and Annie, who come from very different places in life, but end up in the same place. And they are trying to figure out if they are indeed fighting for the same thing. on the same side, and that is expanded into book two, which is Flamefall, and that actually features a rebellion, and the world kind of expands. We go into a new location, we meet new characters, and Fury Song kind of picks up. It definitely picks up right after Flamefall and kind of goes into the effects of the rebellion, and things are happening. Okay, I'm trying really hard not to say anything spoilery, but things are very much happening in Fury Song. As of right now, I am on page. Where's my bookmark? I'm at chapter 18, page 184. First of all, I would like to say that this book is very deceiving. It looks small, but these are Bible thin pages. This is an almost 500-page book. Did I know that when I picked it up? No. I thought, and I could have just opened it and looked, but I was deceived by the size. And it's like, oh, this will be a quick read. I can just kind of fly through this. It's really short. Absolutely not. So I picked up the audiobook, and that was really helping me along. I just feel like there's so much happening, and I kind of actually like reading this via the audiobooks. I like them. And then I took too long, and the library yanked my hold back. And so I have had to get back in line, and basically I'm going to soft DNF this book until I can get the audiobook back, because that's just how I am preferring to read it. Also, there's so much happening in this book. There's so many things happening and so many small things to catch. And also, a lot of painful things are happening. We have some wins in this book, but we also have some really hard things happening, as they do with the rebellion. And that was part of the reason why it took me so long to pick the second book, Flamefall, back up, because it was just, it was sad. I'm already like rarely read. So I just not in the mood, to put it simply. So whenever my audiobook hold comes back, that's when I will plan on finishing this out. But I am enjoying it. I don't want you to think that I'm not. I'm having a good time. I really like the series. And I'm excited to see how it's gonna wrap up, because we are in some, I feel like every character in this book is in a precarious situation, whether they recognize that or not. And it's some coups brewing, and I just need to know. Okay. But I want to make sure that I'm reading it in the way that works best for me. And that is the audiobook. It's full cast audiobook. Each character is played by a different narrator. I like when they do that. I want to finish this audiobook. So yeah, unfortunately we'll be ending off this vlog with a soft DNF. But to do a recap of what we read my most anticipated book of the year, Cursebound by Saara El-Arifi, the second book in the Feybound trilogy, and of course that was 5 stars. Screaming, crying, throwing up. Need the third book today. And then we read The Obelisk Gate by N.K. Jemisin, the second book in the Broken Earth trilogy, rated that a 4.5 star. Absolutely love these characters, feel for these characters, and I am enjoying the way this story is unfolding, and I cannot wait to see how this wraps up, because a lot of stuff needs to happen. And then we just talked about Fury Song, which is a soft DNF, and I will definitely be picking this back up as soon as my library hold for the audiobook swings back around. I think there was like maybe 2 or 3 people in front of me. So I don't know how likely it is that I'll get it back in April. But if I do, great. But it looks like it may be closer to May before I get it back, unfortunately. So, with all of that being said, I would like to thank you for being patient with me during this time of change. And once I get settled into a routine, I think I will be able to figure out, a recording schedule and a posting schedule that works best for me. The one I had just is not working at all. So I definitely need to revamp, rethink, but I cannot do that until I figure out a life schedule that works best with my work schedule. So until then, just bear with me. We'll get it together. And yeah, thank you so much for liking, watching, commenting, subscribing, sharing anything that you do to support me and my channel. It is always greatly, greatly appreciated. And I hope you have the best day that you possibly can. I will catch you in the next video whenever that comes out. And I think that was it. Oh, I hope you have the best day that you possibly can, and remember to take care of yourself. I can never end a video. Anyway, love you lots, like a friend.